What's up, you guys? Forrest here with the FoCo Flow Show. Welcome to another episode where we talk about mountain biking products and mountain biking adventures in the Charlottesville, Virginia, Blue Ridge area. Excited for this week's episode. We're doing something a little different. You got that $600 stimulus check, right? Well, the responsible thing to do would be to tuck that away or pay off some debt, or you could buy awesome new mountain bike products. So, put together a quick list of the 6 best products that you can get for $600 plus or minus about 50 bucks. Hope you find this helpful, so once you upgrade that bike, we can get out there and find that flow. All right, everyone. Again, jokes aside, I do hope that we're all faring well and have benefited from the government stimulus check. Today, we're going to talk about the most effective top 6 ways to spend that $600 to upgrade your mountain bike. So we're talking about bigger picture upgrades that are going to improve the ride quality or your ability to ride more frequently, or in one instance, a brand new bike to get you into mountain biking. So that's really what the focus is. There's lots of ways to spend a lot of money on mountain bike parts. We're not too worried about shaving grams for lighter parts that are more expensive, but bigger picture upgrades, wheel sets, drivetrains, high-end lights, things like that that'll let you ride with more reliability, with more performance, things that are designed around that ability to ride more and ride quality. So again, hopefully you find these useful, but if you have any experience with these products, I've got some personal experience and experience from my buddies that I ride with, but if you do, please comment below. Let us know what you think about the products that are recommended, or if you have other recommendations for the best way to spend around $600 on a mountain bike upgrade or a price or product or something like that. That's really valuable, because together we're going to be able to help each other out, to get out more frequently, to have more fun when we ride. And that's the purpose of what we're doing here for this one. So again, I do hope you find all this super valuable. So without further ado, let's hop right into it.
Kicking things off, the number one way to spend your $600 stimulus check is a new wheel set. Benefits are going to be a higher engagement hub, or wider internal or external rim width, or potentially lighter, more sturdy wheels that are going to drastically improve the ride quality compared to lower end wheel sets. I've done this and recommend doing it from Colorado Cyclist. And you can see here that they have custom built 29-inch, 27.5, or even 26-inch wheels with a host of different hub options, rim options from whatever price point that you are looking for. I've actually done this myself and built up a set of i9 classic hubs laced to Stan's Flow Enduro rims a few years back, and this was around $750. But you can get pretty darn good wheel set with a set of Hope Pro 4 hubs and lace them to some super durable Spank Uzi Trail 350B bites. And again, there's a couple of other options that are slightly north of the $600 price point, even up to the Hydra 101 hubs. You're going to look for high engagement hubs where you can find them like those i9s, but Hope 4s are pretty good. And then you get to customize your front and your rear, your spoke pattern, the type of spokes, color of the nipple, color of the hubs. So again, keeping it pretty basic is going to get you down to that $600 price point. Colorado Cyclist does a great job of building these up. They pre-stress them so that you don't have to get them retrued when you get them, although pay attention to spoke tension. And then you want to look toward, make sure you have everything that you need to swap out a wheel set. It's not terribly difficult, but a little bit of know-how is going to be helpful to set them up tubeless, otherwise throwing tubes in and get on and go. So again, lots of benefits to this. I think this is going to maximize your dollar spent to improve ride quality. Those higher engagement hubs, like I said, are going to help in all sorts of stop and go and slow speed tech and everything where you want those wheels to transfer the power as fast as you can get it. And then, of course, make sure when buying new wheel sets, you pay attention to the free hub body from an XD SRAM to the new micro spline Shimano. Any questions about that, let me know. But again, I can speak from experience that this is a great way to build up a really solid, really durable wheel set. So highly recommended for your first and best option to upgrade that bike with that stimulus check. Next up on the list would be replacing your bars, seat post, and pedals, basically the contact points on your bike. And the benefit here is going to be adding carbon to the bars and a smoother or longer dropper post and improved pedals to really increase and improve the contact points that your body is attached to the bike. Pretty much only a couple of places. You could probably add the saddle in there too, but bang for your buck is going to be, in my opinion, these Revin carbon bars. That is sort of Jensen's, not house brand, but it's their proprietary brand that they stock. I had these on my Ritmo V1 for the last 4 or 5 months. They were great and durable for $94.99. So out of the gate, you're not spending a whole lot. The benefits of carbon, of course, is they're going to be stiffer, they're going to be lighter, and there's even some vibration reduction that will help for any of those long downhills. 800 millimeters is going to be about as wide as you want to go for more aggressive trail riding, which these are. I prefer a little bit of a rise from where it clamps to your stem up to where your hands are, but some of these are customizable. You can spend as much as $200 on carbon bars, but this below $100 is a great place to get started. Next up on your cockpit upgrade would be adding a dropper post or upgrading your existing dropper post on your bike. A lot of low-end bikes still do not come with dropper posts, but pretty much any mid or high-end mountain biking is going to have a dropper post. I'm recommending the P&W Rainier Gen 3 dropper post, which I have on my Salsa Timberjack that I built up single speed and has since converted to a full drivetrain hardtail mountain bike. The benefits of the dropper post is it helps you on the fly get that seat down and out of the way so you can move your hips and body around on the bike and get behind the seat in steep sections and just overall improve the handling of your bike. New dropper posts have higher, longer travel, upwards of 200 millimeters for these new geometry bikes, but dropper posts were a little bit slower behind. Also, you'll want to add to it the loam lever, which pushes the price for $179 for the dropper and then $69 for the dropper lever on Jensen USA, where I get a lot of my mountain bike parts from and highly recommend them. So a nice lever will give you even better actuation and really nice grip when you hit that dropper post. You know, 1UP also makes a good dropper to consider, but either way, upgrading will give you great maneuverability and handling on your bike with another easy dollar to spend, adding with the carbon bars and now adding platform pedals. And again, this only applies if you ride platform, which I do majority of the time on my Ritmo. And looking at the Crank Brothers Stamp 7s, and also considering the Kona Wawas. We're sitting there in that $135 price point over in Jensen. Wide, good platform pedals are absolutely essential unless you ride clipless. Again, upgrading clipless pedals has benefits too, but really only if you wear out. And I've found most of those to be very similar. Upgrading your platform pedals is going to give you even better grip. You may also make the recommendation that upgrading your shoes that you're riding your flats will, but this could even apply to your lowest end mountain bike to the most expensive. Upgrading your place where your feet touch the bike and pedal is going to grip and allow your feet to stay in place and not move around. Again, you want to look for wide contact pin place, replaceable pins, and of course serviceability when those bearings eventually wear out. They're not hard to service usually, but again, you want to make sure those bearings are sealed and you can add grease to them. I've had both of these pedals. Both of them are great. I had a little bit of issue with the Crank Brothers reliability wise. The Konas have been great. So either or, you're going to spend all in combined under $600 to update your entire cockpit and get you set up to shred for under $600. Number 3 on the list is for $600 or slightly over, you could replace your front suspension fork with a RockShox Zeb. So looking at Jensen, I stumbled upon this. They say it's an EMTB fork, but I don't really actually think that means anything. The RockShox Zeb is RockShox's new 38 millimeter Enduro fork. You see it there at 170 millimeters of travel, and of course they're going to have all the different spacings and size options. And there are a few other forks in that $600 plus $700 price point range, but this is one of their top tier forks. It's going to be hard to get many other forks in this price point. So again, if you're into enduro riding and you're looking for that tunability with the Charge R damper and the Debonair air spring, this is one worth considering. Make sure that you check the steer tube diameter and all of the compatibility with your bike. But if you're looking to turn your current bike into an enduro machine, then the RockShox Zeb, surprisingly at Jensen, would be $700 in potential if you give them a call to knock a few bucks off that price. So yeah, we're a little bit over that $600 price point, but man, how incredible would it be to put one of the best brand new forks on the market on your bike to get out there and shred it a little bit harder than you did before. Number 4 on the list is a brand new drivetrain. So for just under $600, $545 back on Jensen, the SRAM GX Dub 10x52 group set. That is an incredible deal for a new chain, cassette, crankset, derailleur, shifter, basically everything that drives your bike you can replace with the widest cassette range in the normal between Shimano and SRAM wide range 12-speed group set. This is incredible because it's going to completely change your climbing ratio, especially if you have a lower end bike. The most important thing to remember is that if you're going with GX Eagle and above, you need the XD driver free hub body. So you might have to spend about $70 to have the shop help you swap out your free hub body. That's the outside piece that the cassette slides into. The GX and above only work with the XD driver, whereas you can get cheaper group sets, the NX and SX, that have the regular XG driver that worked with Shimano free hub bodies. That's a little bit more consistent. Just remember, if you're looking over here at the Evo site now, the crank length can matter, 170 versus 175 millimeters, and also the Dub bottom bracket. You may have to swap your bottom bracket to make it work with your frame set. Should be easy. Work with your bike shop or Jensen, give them a call and they can help you get squared away so you can upgrade to a new drive system for less than $600. Number 5 on the list is a new winter night riding setup. So looking at outbound lighting for $365, you can upgrade your night riding light setup to some of the nicest and highest quality lights in the business. So you've got a handlebar light as well as a helmet light that is not as focused on high output lumens that you see on a lot of the lower end lights, but all about beam pattern when it comes to this setup. So there are tons of night riding lights out there, but knowing a lot of my riding friends that have these lights rave about how wide and visible the beam pattern is. This Evo package that they put together really demonstrates how well it illuminates, because days are short, right? And they're not going to get longer until daylight savings time. So you're going to want to have the best night riding. You probably wouldn't start with this if it's your first light, but if you've had that cheap Amazon light or some of the lower end lights and looking to really upgrade the experience, I would highly recommend giving these guys a try, and would give you the best visibility at night so you can get used to bombing those trails at the same speed as if it's the daytime. And if you're looking to spread your stimulus check a little farther, you can see you've got the Trail Evo light here for $245, which you can purchase separately, or the other half of it, the Hangover helmet light, for $132. So you got the options there, but piecing it together gives you the best experience at night. And that's the first half of the night winter riding that you'll need if you're going to get set up right. The other half of the equation for winter riding is going to be a really, really warm outer layer jacket and really warm winter riding gloves. I've got a lot of experience riding in 20 and 30 degree weather in the wintertime here in Virginia. Used to do it in North Carolina as well. You need the jacket that's going to deaden the wind. You got layers underneath, but a strong outer layer is going to prevent that wind from sort of cutting to your soul when you're bombing down the downhills. We're looking at the Cognitive MTB website here for their brand new reversible down jacket. It's got 2 colors, which is super sweet. Don't forget, I am a brand ambassador for Cognitive. Again, they're not paying me to say this at all, though. Just knowing that this is some awesome high quality gear and they get back to the trails. The gloves are also awesome. They're thicker, neoprene, they're easy to stretch. You can still use your cell phone, and warm gloves as opposed to your regular trail riding gloves that you can still grip the shifter and brake is essential, and it helps deaden any of that heat loss from your hands. And you may also consider a beanie underneath your helmet. You get that set up with the lights, and then you will be well prepared for under $600. Don't forget, on the Cognitive website, 20% off your first purchase with the discount code FOCO20. So last on the list of the 6 best ways to spend your $600 stimulus check is a new bike frame, or potentially a whole new bike. Looking at Jensen USA, the Cro-Mag Stylus frame from 2020 is $750. And again, expecting that you should be able to give them a call and get a slight discount. You can get this down close to $600. This is a steel hardtail enduro bike, if that is such a thing, right? So they're making all of these new steel hardtails with progressive geometry, steep head tube angles and steeper seat tube angles, short rear chainstays, and just the opportunity to benefit from the steel is real movement. Now, the steel frame is supposed to be just as durable, if not more durable in some sense, than aluminum and gasp, even carbon in some ways. It is supposed to deaden some of the vibration to give you a different feel on the trail. Now, if you're going this route, just recognize this would just be a starter. Unless you have all the parts that you would need to swap over to build a new bike, you're not building it for anything close to $600. But you could get a new frame and then start a project that you could build out over time. And this would give you an awesome starter build. Cro-Mag's a cool brand with some cool different full build bikes. And of course, here's the frame option to get you started. And of course, honorable mention would be over here at bikesdirect.com. These guys use some of the older frames like Motobecon and then build them up with slightly higher components than you could get for the same dollars spent. So we're looking at the 2021 Motobecon Phantom 29 Comp. And so this is going to be $799 for a decently spec'd out hardtail build. So I know a few folks that have bought bikes from them and they have had pretty good experience, although warranty is a bit of a challenge, of course, if something does break. What we have here is for $800, a couple $100 more, you get a decent build spec with SX Eagle and hydraulic brakes, all in a package for slightly more than that stimulus check. So I bring this up for anybody that's looking to get into mountain biking for the first time and they don't want to buy a used bike that's on the marketplace, as we're starting to see more of. Bikes Direct is saying they have these in stock as of mid-January, so you should be able to place an order and get them with fairly short wait times. So if you have any questions about the build specs, comment below. I'd be happy to guide you through the best bike for the dollar here or anywhere else so that you can get on the trail a little bit faster with a quality bike. So there you have it, 6 great ways to spend your $600 stimulus check on mountain bike parts. I do hope you find these extremely useful. Comment below if you've got some other thoughts on the subject. In other ways, let's get out there and find that flow.